bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico, expose these clowns.
Until God! Boom, punch out! It's time for the Freddy Chico show to begin. Open up your ears and listen closer. I'm here for the justice of my people living by the code. Feeling in strong, watching clowns all get exposed. My energy never fade. I'm gonna give them the best of my wordplay. Freddy Chico show. I'm here for the justice of my people living by the code. Feeling in strong, watching clowns all get exposed. My energy never fade. I'm gonna give them the best of my wordplay. Freddy Chico show. I speak for the truth of my people, I will never quit. No fear in my heart, they keep talking while I'm living this. Kneel for the spirit of the fallen, call them Japanese. Them soldiers always raising up our Fifth Street analysts. They lost in the zone of a fatal state. True facts in the story only carry weight. Keep the grind on your mind each and every day. But don't copy off of mine, eat what's on your plate. Respect the Huey P. and Bobby Seale. Malcolm X and the King, cause the dream is real. What I said, and I mean it all. If you're looking for the real Freddy Chico show, I'm here for the justice of my people living by the code. Feeling in strong, watching clowns all get exposed. My energy never fade. I'ma give them the best of my wordplay. Freddy Chico show. I'm here for the justice of my people living by the code. Feeling in strong, watching clowns all get exposed. My energy never fade. I'ma give them the best of my wordplay. Freddy Chico show. Apologize for the glitch. Dang fly, really? What's going on, Shaky Red? Are you in for a bomb bagger? This one's gonna be a hot one. You know, it's gonna hurt a lot of feelings tonight. You know, it's Rep Your City time. Let the people know where you're checking in from. I see you, Rebecca. Appreciate you. If you see the title, you know what we're about to talk about today. Knock out this echo. Just had a little glitch there. It wouldn't transfer over. Okay. Definitely. Well, I'm on quarantine for the next 2 days. Under the weather for that, but hopefully it's not COVID. But it's gonna take 2 days for them to come back with the confirmation. So I'm down for 2 days minimum. Volume is low. How about now? Can you hear me? I appreciate it. Got me on some antibiotic and no. What's going on here? Be right back.
seconds. And Aishan, what's going on? You said you could barely hear me too. All right, what about this? Testing 1, 2. How about that? That sound better? And I don't know if you saw me when you were doing your ride along rant this morning, Aishan, or this afternoon. I wanted to get on because you brought up a great idea that I don't know why I hadn't thought of that, and that's something we need to really brainstorm about getting started. I'm not playing. Um, you know how something could be right in front of your face and you don't realize it. Appreciate that, Shaky Red. Do me a favor, invite one person. Invite one person to this Instagram, and because right now, I think the time is up. We are going to introduce the topic. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Derrick Jaxn and his wannabes. We're going to be talking about Derrick Jaxn and his wannabes, because they're all over the place. Definitely, Ashawn, we need to get that going, because that's like a lot of pipe dreams or whatever that people try to say that why is it we can't see our nose, on our face kind of thing. And so you brought up a great point. Why is it all these other cultures can have something that's all to their own but us? And we built this country. You need to start, crawl before you walk, but let's start crawling. When we gonna start crawling? Appreciate that, Shaky Red. Appreciate it, Rebecca. You said sound better. Awesome, awesome. So, let's first start initially with Derrick Jaxn. Derrick Jaxn claim to fame was male bashing, and all the bitter black women that supported him, that encouraged the hate because they made bad decisions and got with corny dudes or retarded guys, to include him. His wife got with a corny dude, and he made millions off of it while he was doing exactly what he was telling other guys not to do. And none of y'all who are because there's still fans of Derrick Jaxn, could see past your nose when it comes to that. I know we did a topic on seeing clearly, but a lot of y'all did not see clearly when it came to Derrick Jaxn. Mind Gabe's Uncut. Okay, you say I'm on mute? Hold on one second. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Let me know if you can hear me now. No, it says let me know if you can't hear me still. That's weird. Okay. Gotta figure out what's going on with mind games. I swear I never had them say they couldn't hear me. Let's see here. He said, I've seen him, some of his stuff was on point, but people are gullible and can't see their own involvement in their situation. I appreciate it, Shaky. You said I can hear you right. Your brother, them soup coolers. Uh oh, not them soup coolers. Oh man, I missed him. He probably just jumped off. Your brother slash cousin is on. When you said some of this stuff was on point, was it common sense stuff? Because I mean, a lot of stuff like same thing with Tyler Perry and Steve Harvey. They say some common sense stuff, and women go crazy on some stuff that's just like, how do you not know that? Oh man, he's really speaking to me. Because in my opinion, you sound stupid. You sound dumb. We're like, oh, I shouldn't allow him to cheat on me or be. Okay, gotcha. Common sense stuff. Okay, that I can agree with. Some of the stuff was a common sense that how you would expect anybody, man or female, to um, have that level in dealing with other people. Because I mean, I've seen some people do parodies of him where they're like, he doesn't hold a woman accountable for nothing. It's like, I don't care if the woman is cheating. I don't care if the woman is scandalous, stealing, abusive. It's okay. It's a man's fault that you're cheating on him. It's a man's fault that you're beating him up. I actually saw a documentary. I haven't finished watching it, where this guy had to shoot his wife. I think it was a wife. Because he was being abused by her. And before y'all start laughing and saying, "Oh, he's a punk" or whatever, he got videotaped to prove it. And she didn't care. She liked it. She enjoyed beating on him, taking a bat to him. But and he tried to endure it for so long, but they won't give him no, and they actually put like I said, I haven't finished watching it, but they put him on trial or what have you. That crap would not have happened for a female. They would have quickly said she was justified in that crap. What's going on, Walter? He said, we as the people don't want to acknowledge their part in how the relationships works. Absolutely, men don't report their abuse. For many reasons. Yeah, it makes them look weak, but it's a two-way street. Yep. Oh, you hear me now? Cool. I think there might be a delay on the YouTube, so bear with me. Mind Games Uncut. Appreciate you in the building. Do me a favor, hit that like. I see you hit the like and hit the share if you don't mind. Talking about Derrick Jaxn and his Wannabes. Now I'm in a group called Real Black Relationships, and there's about 30 Derrick Jaxn wannabes in there that just game for women, let you understand and put you up on game. They're conning you. When they say that dumb crap about, oh man, we gotta take care of these women, it's all about the woman, protecting the woman. You're my queen. That's a con. So you can believe that they're this Prince Charming, so you can let your guard down, and then they abuse you just like the person that they're crying about abusing before them. Yeah, we're so used to doing the blame game. Yep, no one accepts accountability, responsibility for what they do, what they bring. It's always the other person. Everybody's a legend in their own eyes. And Father's Day is coming up. So all you bitter men and women, I'm not just saying women, bitter men and women, close your mouth this Sunday. You don't like your dad, you ain't got nothing good to say about dads, close your mouth. Go into hiding, put yourself on quarantine for 24 hours. Don't say nothing. What the world? It's a bug. Flying bug. Y'all seen that? We got wildlife flying through my dang studio. Derrick Jaxn exposed now. I feel like it's important to call out the others making profit on man-hate business that are social media life coaches. Even though he's exposed, there's people that are still following him. Desperate women. Absolutely. And there's a lot of them. You know what I mean? He said, please close your mouth because I will be watching and waiting with my gloves. Oh, for real. For real, for real, for real. One of my fans got in the room, for real. It was coming for me. What's going on, fashion style me? Styles me. That's your sister cousin. Got a brother cousin and a sister cousin. All right, all right. We're talking about Derrick Jaxn and his Wannabes tonight. What are your thoughts? There's too many people. I agree, Walter. Too many people are making a profit off of desperate, bitter women. They don't care about these women. But it's like somebody promising you to make millions if you just try this process because they're desperate for money. They'll believe that crap. Yes, well, like I said, I told your sister cousin that I am in quarantine for the next 2 days, so under the weather for that. But I'm on antibiotics, and hopefully that will rectify that situation, and I'll be up and running by Friday, hopefully. Gotta take this antibiotic every 12 hours. But yeah, crazy people are still following Trump. That's just the dumbest thing ever. You know, I am surprised that the Republican Party is still standing. So they don't see him. They don't. He's seen an opportunity and prayed on the week on women who is desperately seeking validation. Absolutely, and it's mind-boggling. It's 2021, and we still have women that fall for this crap, but yet want to call themselves intelligent. Because there's a level of intelligence that goes along with it. You know, you can't sit there and be mad at dude for conning you, and you keep falling for the con. Because we're not talking about one and done. He said Kevin Samuels is the man now. Yeah, and I mean, when people talk about he's the opposite of Derrick Jaxn, I disagree. You know, Kevin Samuels, to a certain extent, he goes overboard on certain things, but those women deserve it. I mean, he picks the right ones to go in there and say all that craziness because they say some dumb crap, and he lights them up for it. I mean, these are the dumbest women I've ever seen. So I don't think it's by accident he's picking certain women. He's screening them somehow. I don't know how he screens them, but I guess they send pathetic messages, and then he's like, oh, here's another dummy. Let me go ahead and pull this one up. Because when he pulls them up and they talk about, yeah, the man is supposed to be paying all my bills. The man is supposed to do this, blah, blah, you know, and he's like, no, you're not a catch. You're like a 5. I don't know, who told you, even if you were a 10, you need to do for yourself. You need to be self-sufficient, you know. But so many women have been used to the Derrick Jaxns and the Wannabes that when anyone says, hey, you got to carry your own weight, they think it's hate. Like, no, that's what adults do, is carry your own weight. Children are provided for, not adults. And another con game, women who are lazy and unintelligent to figure this out, if you cannot provide for yourself, that gives a man who is not honorable the ability to talk to you sideways. Because all you're going to do is, hey, he's abusing me. Who cares? Because you can't care for yourself. Another piece of game for y'all. If you can take care of yourself, you've got your own place, your own car, your own lifestyle, livelihood. It's more difficult, not saying impossible, but it's more difficult for a cornball to abuse you. There's still the emotional side of it where, they can play you and all that kind of good stuff. But if he is paying your rent, utility or something, you can't come out of him sideways. He'll be like, all right, your light's about to get cut off. What you gonna do? You can't afford to keep him on? Okay. If you living with him, what you gonna do? He said, get out. You can't afford your own place? He said, advice personalities have really grown. They're a ripoff, and people need to gain understanding rather than follow someone who don't even know your whole story. Yeah, they just find something that will cater to the weak and the wicked, and they'll eat that up. And I see people with 30,000 followers or whatever, and most of them are biased, one-sided crap. He said, but saying it gets on males too. That's the part people aren't talking about. Derrick Jaxn knew his target audience. Yeah, because like I said, some of the stuff he says I don't agree with. Because some of the stuff he is kind of traditional. Guy needs to do certain things, girl needs to do certain things. And my thing is, if you as a girl are a horrible cook and your dude is a great cook, that doesn't mean you should still need to be in the kitchen. You need to sit your behind down to either learn something or not allow, or he's the cook. You know what I mean? If she's better at handling the finances, don't care if tradition says man's supposed to handle all the finances. No, if she's better at handling finances, let her do that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, team wins when both are operating in their strengths. But some people don't hear that. You see, the man-woman race is messed up. We watch our parents and how they navigate relationships. And that's not necessarily always the best thing. Yeah, he picks women with the low self-esteem. They're or low self-esteem and low intelligence. I've yet to see a smart woman on that on any of his lives. Any of his things, there's always an idiot female. And they just set themselves up for failure. For him to light them up and say all this other kind of stuff. They're dumb. But shout out to Ifeon Crockett. He does a great imitation of not Derrick Jaxn, but Kevin Samuels. It is hilarious. Shay, what's going on? Appreciate you. Talking about Derrick Jaxn and his wannabes. I'm going to say this before I start driving. These corny guys and raggedy bees are giving Jaxn a pass for the dumbest reason. I asked on some of the black sites why, and the response I got was, it doesn't matter. He cheated because that is separate from him telling the truth on men. Because they're bitter. All they want to hear is bad stuff about men. It's not the truth. It's just bad stuff disguised as truth. They're falsely turning around on men saying that we are mad and focusing on his infidelity because we don't want him giving the scoop on us men. Because they didn't play a part in engaging with this clown, Derrick Jaxn. Kevin Samuels can be right sometimes, but sometimes he goes too far, even too flamboyant. Absolutely, I agree with that part. Why can't people just take words from a solid, straight-up black male? Because they don't want to be held accountable. When you start saying, hey, you need to take dude out on the same level of dates that he's taking you out on, you're a hater. You need to spoil him the same way you want him to spoil you. You're a hater. They really believe just their presence is all they need to do. He said, so wait a minute, this is the man. Yeah, that cheated on his wife and was talking. And the same thing that he claimed that women should not accept as an apology for when they do that, he did. The same apology. One dude showed the side-by-side of him saying, if anybody apologizes like this, they're full of crap. Don't believe them, women. because he want to kiss all these women's behinds. Then he did the same apology to his wife, and she on camera with the bonnet talking about God got me and all this other good stuff. No, she's staying around for that check because he's made a lot of money off of man hating. And she lives very comfortable, probably doing absolutely nothing. So she can't do nothing. She can't leave. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she get a divorce and live off the alimony or the split, split the money kind of thing. Because she's not an ugly girl. I don't think she's too bright, but she's not an ugly girl. Some people like to focus on certain public to mask the people speaking the real. Yeah, it was sad, really. You said it was interesting listening to her response. It's like, I don't wish that on nobody. So I'm not trying to clown her because it's a rough position to be in because he's a public figure, and some people were clowning him like he was in the car on the way to some of these girls' houses as he's talking about being faithful and being that righteous dude. Talking about other celebrities that are messing up, like Kevin Hart and John Gray. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's about intimidation if your relationship is not nurturing and positive. It's more popular to do negative reporting than to give positive reporting. Great point. Like I said, I'm still waiting for my man Curtis Palmer to come in here. But I'm in a group called Real Black Relationships. Got 37,000 members. I said, are we gonna ever have some positive posts in here? I seen one or two. 37,000, but you see one or two. One of the admins, Curtis Palmer, was like, won't you post some positive things? Let's see what's going on. So I'm like, all right, no problem. I post, hey, this is supposed to be black relationships, not black single bitter people. Brag about what you've done for your significant other. Guess how many posts? Guess how many comments were under that post? I'll let you guess on that one. 37,000 members. Some of the people already know. I think I talked about this before, but take an educated guess. It was almost like a politically correct biblical response. Yep, absolutely. Digging them out, and he was doing the same thing, or not worse. Yeah. It was. I would think he was doing that for a spiritual cloud, but Jesus knows the heart. Yeah. Shay is in the building. What's going on, Natural Glow? We talking about Derrick Jaxn and his Wannabes tonight. Relationship Wednesday. He said, dumb, that trash today and cry in Dubai. Yeah, did he go to Dubai? I wish. Out of 37,000 members, I wish there was 2,000 comments bragging about what you did for your spouse, for your significant other. Not just married, because it's real black relationships, which, every time somebody say real, you had to do something negative. I'm just keeping it real. Your breath stink. I'm just keeping it real. You're not attractive. They never say, I'm just keeping it real. You're an awesome man of God. I'm just keeping it real. You have a beautiful soul. Something. It's never positive. It's always negative. 4 comments. That's all I got was 4 comments. 37,000 people in this group about relationships. It's supposed to be about relationships. 4 comments. How many females are with Jackson's men right now for shallow reasons with bodies in the friend zone, but after that raggedy self get kids by a guy like that, lies and says they were tricked. I'm sorry, but there's some dumb line bees that want to talk about lying men. Yeah, it's like the memes. It was like, hey, they overlooked the good guy for years, get kids by all the bad guys, but then want somebody to come be their Prince Charming and take care of the kids by all these other dudes. All right, we'll be here. He said, I will go to Dubai. I'm interested in going there as well. Maybe one day we'll get out there, you know, hear great things about the place. Put it on the bucket list. Yeah, he's a little moist acting. And yes, old traditions do not work anymore. I agree. You know, times have changed, and you should adapt instead of saying, "Well, I'm just old-fashioned. You just gotta do it this way." Okay, and deal with what you get. Don't cry about it. So some women think that they can't make it without a man, especially if the other party can give them the lifestyle they want to have. And that's truly sad. Now, I know there's men that do that as well. Like I said, I used to know dudes who like they'll deal with a crappy female just because they can't take sleeping in a bed alone. You know, so I've literally heard men say this. But that's a sad case on the women's side where it's like, you know, they know they had no aspirations or ambitions to do anything with their life, but they want to be on the coattails of somebody that is. So they will put up with any kind of abuse. Old traditions, which ones? I'm glad you asked. Women not having a job, women not wanting to pay their own bills, that tradition needs to be eradicated. That was an old tradition because women did not work or were not allowed to work. That is no longer the case. Maybe some, you know, foreign country may still have some, you know, small country that does that, but that is not the case. Even in Arabic countries where they're now making changes, it's also changed there too. So he said that is why so many womanizers have multiple kids, but side guys will have like one or two. They keep falling for that con. Oh, baby, I wouldn't do that. You know, oh, you know, I'll give you the world. You know, the traditions. There's a statement that says, keep doing what you did to get her after you get her, or when you get married or whatever. You shouldn't have to do anything to get her except be a good person, period. Both man and woman. It's not, how should I impress you and keep trying to impress you? That's not a relationship. He said, even in the church, how many pastors are producing raggedy, man-hating women? I'm not sure the reasoning behind that, but there's a lot. You know, I have had to challenge many a pastor. One actually ordained me a deacon, but I had to challenge many a pastor who support this man-hating in the church. He said, can we handle the truth? I don't know. You tell me. I'm not going to stereotype all women like that. You know, they're like, oh, women can't handle the truth. No. If Rebecca can't handle the truth, I'm going to say Rebecca can't handle the truth. And like I said, they can, if that's what they want to do, suffer the consequences for those actions. But desiring to be homemaker, you say, I know plenty of women that desire to be homemakers and are happy. Great. If so-called man decides, I don't want you as a homemaker anymore, what you gonna do? Yes, my former pastor, I'm still good friends to this day, ordained me a deacon, was a man-hater, you know. And we had to have a long talk about that, you know, because there's a lot of times, you know, you get around certain people, they start to flavor how you know, you see things. And people love man-hate in the church. And they say it over and over, and it starts becoming normal. It comes like in your everyday speech. It's some man-hating stuff. And then you get questions where it's like, is that man-hating? How can you not see it? It's clearly man-hating. No, because they've been trained and conditioned to accept negative things about men, and they're like, it's not man-hating to them. When I get a wife and travel today to let me know all the fun public spots to sneak. Oh Lord, I will not be doing that. Thank you, Walter. But I will be celebrating when you get married and find your soulmate. That's a good tradition. Hey, that's a part of this. When he's talking about tradition to get rid of, the woman should not speak until spoken to. That's one of them old traditions. Because they forget that part. They be like, I'm old-fashioned. I'm traditional. Hey, you shouldn't be talking. Hey, don't talk to me like that. Oh, I should be respected. No, you want tradition, right? Keep your tradition. Women should be seen and not heard. They literally had hand signals that they were taught to do because it was uncivilized for a woman to speak in public. But y'all want traditions. You ask an example of what? As far as example of man-hating? Look at your church come this Sunday. I don't know if you're actually in a physical church or y'all doing streaming or what have you. Look in your physical church on Sunday, this Sunday, and you'll see plenty of examples. Y'all know what this Sunday is, right? And how many people are going to be in there talking about their baby daddy this, or their ex did this, or their husband's doing this, or their father did this when they were young, all kind of crap on Father's Day. Man hate. If that's what you're asking. You say, I forgot to ask you. A young woman that I know in ministry wanted me to ask you if you have a list that can discern real men from the con artists. Absolutely. Absolutely. But they got to be ready. I always say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. But a lot of people are still stuck in their old ways that got them conned multiple times, that it's like intervention. You know, they can say, yeah, I got a problem, but still have that addiction to that kind of dysfunction and continue the cycle over and over again. And it's not just girls, women, men that do it too. I've had to counsel many a guy who was like, you're doing it again. No. This time it's going to be different. Like, no. This is the same playbook that the last girl conned you on. Like, I can say it to them blue in the face. They'll come back a month or two later. You were right. I'm like, it's not shocking. Just for them to go, oh, well, this one is different. A week or two later, this one is different. Good luck with that. I'm going to keep you listening in prayer. Like, you know, at that point, like, they're not listening. Absolutely. Hold on one second, Shay. I forgot to ask you. You said that one. Okay. The women are bitter, just unhappy that if you're single, you're doing something wrong. Not necessarily. You could be single and just have not technically met that right person. I sound in here cracking up. I know women who personally don't attend church on Father's Day, but that's not saying that's not a bad thing. Because actually, I would prefer that if you're just that hateful about fathers on Father's Day, stay your behind home. But me and my wife would not go to church on Father's Day and Mother's Day for that reason. You know, we attend a different church now, and so, you know, that's one of the biggest things. And, you know, if y'all watching my stream, Tabernacle of Worship, we did it big for Mother's Day, so I'm expecting the same thing, or we're going to have some problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, keep that same energy. But you said the pastor isn't going to be saying anything like that. The pastor isn't going to be saying anything like what? You're counseling folks. Yes, absolutely. Even before I was a deacon. She's cool. She's ready for you to break that down. She just works during your show. Okay. Well, we'll connect on that. Let me know how we could connect with that young lady. Some people can only function in dysfunction. That's all they know. I think Pastor, not last Sunday, but the Sunday before, talked about how the people wanted to go back to Egypt into slavery because they were in a hardship. It's like they'd rather go back and still be in a worse situation because they thought it was better than what they were in right now. Oh, you said, man, you're a pastor? Your pastor isn't going to be saying anything like that? Man hating my pastor doesn't speak like that. Got you. I've heard many pastors say that they're not hating, and then mention that, but they don't view it as man hating. So if they say something like, "Man, it's not too late to be a good father," that's man hating. If they're not just talking about all the sacrifices fathers make on Father's Day in their sermon, talk about the great things that fathers do, they're man hating. Because on Mother's Day, they're not talking about the dysfunctional mothers who are leaving their children with grandparents, uncles, or whatever, or, they got 5 or 6 baby daddies and on assistance or things like that. They're not degrading mothers on Mother's Day. So a lot of times they'll sit there and say, I mean, you've talked about that, whereas like when we talk about counseling, most marriage premarital counseling is always male bashing. It's always biased, a strong, support of the wife, and not just premarital, but marriage counseling in general. You rarely find somebody that's even keel, and that's where these Derrick Jaxn and his wannabes come in. Is that they'll claim to be relationship gurus, but the only thing they're talking about is how you fix a man. Women have no problems at all except for what to accept from a man. That's the only thing they're checked on. Is like, you better make sure he does this to you. You better make sure he's doing this, saying this, all these things that he needs to do for you, and nothing that she needs to do for him. See, that's man-hating right there. That is man-hating right there. Your question to me is, and y'all answer this, so you want a sugar-coated message on Father's Day. Is that the message that you get on Mother's Day? A sugar-coated message? Or would you say that was warranted, that was deserved, that was well needed, and all that good stuff for when it's Mother's Day? But saying something good to fathers on Father's Day is a sugar-coated message. So tell her to pray for that man, no less, please. Tell her to pray for that man of God, no less, please. It may take time, but she needs to work on becoming a woman a man would want. You hit it on the nail right there. So many people, or so many girls on this thing talking about, oh, well, good men don't exist because they ain't found me. Who said you were a good woman? Just because you're a woman, you're good by default? We said, understood. I like it when the message coincides with the series that is being taught. Absolutely. Many pastors trying to use Ephesians teaching. I wouldn't go to that counseling. Yeah, I mean, we had to be very. That's why I love the Radical Love class we went through. It was very even keel. And like I said, it's very rare to find them. Most of the time, they're very heavy-handed against the men. When it comes to any type of premarital counseling. I have never. I'm gonna need you to send me a link of that one. You're like, nope. It should be uplifting. Wait a minute. There's definitely a big difference in how women are reverencing Mother's Day. Thank you. I appreciate the acknowledgement of that, because some people, they cannot see it. They cannot see it. No, it should be uplifting. Pastors mention hoes to holy women on Mother's Day. I need you to send me the link of that one. Because that is not common. And I've been to several churches on Mother's Day and Father's Day and seen them online or whatever. They always got to have them cute little funny jokes against men. They don't never do that for mothers. Never do that for women. Society itself male bashes on the regular in the name of women's empowerment. Yeah, Xfinity got a commercial now talking about to get rid of because now they're in mobile services, Xfinity Mobile, to talk about the big three. They're like, you need to drop one of them like you do drop a man. And I'm like, how is that enticing? That's supposed to, make a man want to sign up for Xfinity. I'm like, did you just say drop him like a dude? Like it's comical to break up with a guy. There are good men and good women out there. Absolutely. Who was he? Was a good guy. Who was he? I'm gonna check it out. Hold on. Pastor Capel. Pastor Capels, and the church's name is Jesus' Name Apostolic Church. Is that the name of the church? Because I'm going to warn you, when I do my research, don't be mad when I find it. Because a lot of times people, say some stuff half-heartedly, not knowing that I'm going to do my research. And when I come back with the report where they're like, I never saw that or whatever. Like, if it's there, I'm going to find it. But also on the other side, if he's straight up, because my church, Tabernacle of Worship, we don't do that man-hating stuff. I would not be a part, and, as I grow in Christ, I would not be a part of any organization that supports man-hate. Don't care how cool we are, how much of a friend we are. If you about dogging out men for women's pleasure, we are not cool. I will do that. You give me the address? Got you. Society. Okay, no. If they're divorced or single, you can't give relationship advice. I agree on that one. To a certain extent. Because that kills me. There's so many people that are single or divorced, but claiming to be relationship experts. And that doesn't make any kind of sense. It's like somebody being a doctor, getting his license revoked for some bad practices, but still trying to tell people how to be a doctor. Nah, I'd rather get somebody who still got their license. But that's just me. The blind leading the blind might work for somebody else. What's going on, Jackson? Still need to catch up with you, although I'm on quarantine, so I can't be outside too much. But we got to connect. He said, why would a Father's Day? There you go. Why would a Father's Day message be sugar-coated? I know I'm a darn good father, and any acknowledgement given to me is the truth. Absolutely. You know what I mean? But it almost pains somebody to say something good about fathers. It hurts their soul to be give a father a compliment. I got this shirt that says dad jokes. No, I think more like rad jokes. If I say something like best husband, best father, women turn their nose up at that. They're upset. They want to find out if I can give them credibility on that. He said, blame the feminists. They're trying to take out the word Mr. and Mrs. Yeah, I don't know about that. That don't even make sense. That's some weird people that do that. He said a lot of them were sexually abused growing up. Still don't care. Still don't care. You know, and the reason why I say I don't care is I hate the phrase that comes after that. Hurt people, hurt people. To give them justification to keep on hurting people? Nah. Because then when I say hurt people back, they mad at me. I'm just saying, hurt people, except for when it's the retaliation. You know what I mean? Then they're like, oh, wait a minute. You know what I mean? No. Keep that same energy. He said most people are confused about what it is that they want in a spouse. Many are trying to find something similar to what the church is highlighting. What's going on, Derrick? I see you. You know, as far as I think you're saying that as far as like when they talk about the idealistic stuff, you know, where you know that's something that nobody can maintain, but it sounds good because you're around a bunch of people. That kind of thing. I agree. Like, there's real life, and no one is perfect. You have your good days, your bad days. You know, I tell people all day long, I am more emotional than my wife. I'm pretty sure that ain't too hard to decipher, and the people that know me, you know. But I have my bad days too. You know, it's not like, yep, I am always, you know, my emotions in check. I'm always, you know, making the right decision here and there, you know, never make a mistake. I would never come out of my mouth saying no craziness like that. But we have these lazy people that would rather put you in a box and say, you're a man, you must do this. You're a woman, you must do this. Instead of figuring out what this is. Because from my experience, most couples are the opposite of us. I'm an alpha man. True and true. Not these fake alpha men that everybody keep talking about. Shout out to Ray Grady and his Alpha Nation. But I'm an alpha man. But most men that I see are beta men, and their woman is an alpha man. Most. I mean, I want to say 90%. I can count maybe 2, if not 3 couples I know that are actually similar to me as far as the husband being the head. And this is in the church, not in the world, in the church. So no one should be a part of something that's not positive. Absolutely. You know, because, you know, I was going to church Sunday after Sunday, and all you hear is, he ain't this, he ain't that. Oh, hi, I'm highly favored, and I'm highly blessed and favored. Yes. And then he ain't this, and he ain't this. Wait a minute, what? You know what I mean? Like, so have you ever encountered someone that has been sexually abused? Please research ACE and consequences, health statistics, and those that have been mistreated. I've had meetings, conversations with people. Yes, I have. And actually, I was just mentioning early. Yeah, mama's boy. Well, no, I'm a mama's boy, but you know what I mean. I don't do that feminine, scary type behavior that some of these guys do. But there is a on Amazon Prime. I think it was Amazon Prime. No, Hulu. It was on Hulu, called Accused, where this girl was beating the heck out of this dude, and he finally had to shoot her because she wouldn't stop. So, like I was saying earlier, you know, people always think it's one-sided. Women are getting abused, and you know that gives them a right to be abusive and whatnot. When this guy, and he caught it on tape. The lady should have known. They both, you know, had cameras all in the house, and it shows long periods of him getting abused by her. You say you knew that the first time you saw me, Rebecca? I appreciate it. Because a lot of people to this day at What a Face still don't know I'm an alpha male. They still think that it's just a show. 10 years later, they still think I'm going to turn into one of these clowns that they, you know, got wrapped around their finger to do all that kind of, you know, sky cap valet, doorman kind of stuff. Telling you, try to come up to my wife to split us up, you know, have us fighting each other, you know, that kind of thing, by putting stuff in their ear and all that. I know who they are, you know, but they don't, or they'll get the ushers to try to double team me and, you know, gang up on me and all that stuff. Like any man there could push fear in my heart, and I'm like, I had to show them. Like, this is not just tough talk on Instagram. I can come see you. You can come see me. You know, and that's why I respect so much about what Pastor did when I checked him. I said, "Yo, this is not gonna work. We need to have a conversation about that." And he was humble enough, even though he's a pastor of a big church, to have that sit down, to come full circle to ordain me as a deacon. When our first conversation was like, hey, we need to have a conversation, because this is not going to happen. I was not like this. You know, he had his armor bearers there, like, hey, you know, do we need to handle him? All that kind of stuff. But he was like, hold on. Yeah, you got a point. Let's talk. You know? And I respect him to this day. We don't agree on everything, but I respect him. You know, I tell you all day long, you don't have to think like me, but you do have to think. You don't have to agree with everything I say. You know, I'm not God, and neither are y'all. But we can each learn from each other. He said, adverse childhood experience encompasses various forms of physical and emotional abuse, neglect, and household dysfunction experienced in childhood. ACE has been linked to premature death as well. All right, Shaky Red. Until next time, I appreciate you. Fellas on Father Day TV1 got a movie called Deadbeat Dad Rehab. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. But somebody will go, that's not man-hating. That's helping you retarded guys out. Maybe one day you won't be a deadbeat. They ain't got nothing called deadbeat moms, and there's a lot of y'all out there. Have no idea how to raise children. But they're not going to call you out on Mother's Day. You saw through the mean mug. I ain't had no mean mug. You must have caught me on the wrong day, because, yo, like I said, there was times it took a lot of restraint not to deal with a lot of those man-haters. He said most women want an imitation of the pastoral leaders. However, you have to find your own lane to navigate your marriage. Right, because what works for my marriage may not work for your marriage. You know what I mean? Y'all got a whole different set of circumstances. And we may be similar. Me and your husband may be similar, but don't mean we're identical. You know? Just because your husband like it don't mean I'm going to like it. Just because I like it don't mean your husband going to like it. You know what I mean? I'm not that kind of mama's boy. I love my father. You know what I'm saying? But Dwayne Wade said men should follow the woman. He's a moron. I don't know what happened to him. He was great when he first came out, maybe 5-6 years in the league. But when he got with old girl and started dressing like a woman, that's when all that came out. I'm just saying. He said, hold on. What do you mean Sonny wasn't going for that? Oh, yeah, them trying to split us apart? Absolutely. This culture has been conditioned to male bash because it's common courting etiquette to shower women with compliments, main Western culture. I agree. We need to eliminate that because women have had very minimal rights. But they talk about Muslim and other religions being harsh on women and never read 2 Timothy. But, you know, they think everybody's stupid. He said, this is stupid beyond measure. Eastern culture places women as equal and instilling the value of men being the head and existing as a covering in the relationship. True common ground. But they don't want to hear that, Jackson. They don't want to hear that. He was still trying to find his lane, but he much better now. I mean, and like I said, I don't know your husband well, but there's a lot of people that are not willing to stand if they know there's a lot of people that may oppose them. I don't know how many times I was in meetings, men's ministry meetings, where I'm the only guy that's like, yo, I'm not for that. To have other guys like, wait a minute, maybe if 5 of us say it, maybe he'll change. No, I don't care if all of y'all say it. I'm still saying this. To the point where they moved out of my way because they got tired of trying to, impose their will on me. Nario Pearl, what's going on? Nairobi Pearl. Hey, MSA Killer. Uh-oh. What is that? Tell me what that's all about. We got an MSA 1 Killer. Talk to me. We're talking about Derrick Jaxn and his Wannabes tonight. Welcome to the show. The thing that causes dysfunction is that the Bible says the man is the head of his household, which is crazy. You don't believe the man is the head of the household? Or pastor is the head of the house. Yeah, pastor is not the head of the household. Oh, your gamer tag on Xbox? Okay, what you play on Xbox? Since you're an MSA Killer. Is that the name of the game or something? What you got on that Call of Duty Cold War? Might have to shoot you. With my XM4. Fully equipped. Oh, gotcha. I hear you say you're talking about pastor, not your husband. Phew. Yeah. COD is life. Okay. I don't know what my gamer tag is offhand because I shut it down, but it's like pain and a bunch of numbers at the end of it. But follow me and I'll follow you and I'll try to send you the gamer tag so we could link up on there and kill some people on multiplayer. He said yes, but he needs to have some sense. Yeah, my pastor is not the head of my household. Love Pastor Brown to death, but no. I run my household. Not him, no angry women's group, none of that. But you got so many con artists that there's so many gullible and dumb women that are willing to give up their money, their last penny, for this guy to butter them up, sugar sweet talk, that kind of thing. And I don't have sympathy for that. I have no sympathy for that. You keep falling for them same con artist games. Don't talk to me later about how you screwed up and got 3 different baby daddies because all of them had the same con artist line and you fell for it time and time again. I don't want to hear it. Because that's all Derrick Jaxn and his Wannabes want to do. Yeah, they get too many yes men around them, and that will happen. You get people that are worshiping what you say, even in private. One of the things that I think makes a lot of celebrity type people uncomfortable with me is like, I'm not gonna hero worship you if you are pastor so and so, bishop so and so. You're just like anybody else. I'm not being disrespectful just to be disrespectful, but I don't do that for anybody else either. But I'm not gonna. Oh my gosh, it's pastor so and so. Oh my gosh, it's bishop this. And what's up? You know, your flies down. How it made you look? You know, something. You got a book in your nose. Wipe your face. Oh, I'm just playing. You know, something. You know, and they look at you like, oh, doesn't he know I'm blah blah blah? Yes. And you got to run away from those men. He said some men just feel like they can do whatever because they are men. I would challenge those men. That's one reason, just because they're men. Also, the other is that just because that woman can't take care of herself, so she has to endure some dumb crap. But if she was taking care of herself, paying her own bills, he really can't say that crap. She can be like, all right, peace. You want to talk crazy? There's the door. But they can't do it because they're going to be the ones to be looking at the door and can't go nowhere. Yep, they plan what will get them the numbers and the followings. You know, and it's truly sad. And like I said again, you know, kind of stepping back and outside the emotions of why women are that dumb. It's like wash your hands of it because they're lost. You know, and they get what they deserve because they are signing up for this crap and drinking the Kool-Aid that they can do no wrong because they got some corny man telling them they can do no wrong. But as I close, I want to challenge all you, men and women, to celebrate fathers. Don't care what their circumstances are, don't care what their character is. Celebrate fathers from sunup to sundown, 24 hours this Sunday. I don't care if you need to do hours of research to find the one guy or whatever. And I don't care if the guy has never done anything for his children. Don't care. 24 hours, nothing but positivity on Father's Day. If you do not do that, you're going to get DX'd. Just saying. If I see it, you're going to get DX'd. Don't care if you don't like your husband. Don't care if you don't like your daddy. Don't care if you don't like your baby daddy or all the other stuff. Don't do it. Like Aishan said, keep your mouth closed. Keep your mouth closed. But I digress. You know, every Wednesday we do relationship topics, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fridays is trending topics, whatever is hot. No holds barred, no topics off limits. And Mondays is relationship topics. Is religious topics. I just said relationships on Wednesday. Mondays is Mondays is religious topics. Whether it's piggybacking off the message on Sunday or something totally different, or even challenging and questioning some of the things that we do in church today. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I appreciate y'all. If y'all haven't already, please go to FreddieChicoShow.com, register as a member, and you can submit topics yourself, and we'll put it on the calendar. If you want to talk about it, just keep it clean with PG-13. You want to call that, I don't know, because I think some places PG-13, they're cursing in there, but no cursing. I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both. You said they're not dumb, just desperate for companionship. I do agree that's a part of it too. But I believe that the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. No, that their desperation makes them make dumb decisions. So they're not literally stupid. They're just doing stupid things. So I guess they're not dumb, yes, but they're doing stupid things. They're doing dumb things. And I've been guilty of that myself. So desperation, led to me making some dumb decisions that by grace I was protected from. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the same way with anyone. I don't care who you are. I'm always 100,000, 100 million % real and none nonsense. True alpha male, not many can handle life. With all that, be blessed, family, and all present. All right, appreciate y'all. Appreciate everyone here. Remember, you're never too old to learn. You're never too young to teach. You don't have to think like me, but you do have to think. You don't have. We can agree to disagree and still learn and still grow and still be peaceful. You don't have to be insulting to disagree with somebody. But I love y'all. There's nothing y'all can do about it. I will see y'all Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a hot topic. Chico out.